I remember watching Terminator 2 for the first time as a young man. It was somewhere around July 14th or 15th, 1991. I was only 10 years old. My parents purchased tickets to T2, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was one of the biggest actors in the world, literally and figuratively. He was the badass legend that I wanted to be more like one day. The movie was a follow-up to a young Jim Cameron's cult classic film called The Terminator. It was rated R, so naturally, I got to see another movie by myself. When we got to the theater, my parents informed me that I couldn't watch T2 and would instead get to see another movie called Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, starring Kevin Costner. So imagine this. I watch a movie in the 7 o'clock set about Robin Hood. And this is the first movie that I ever remember watching alone. Kevin's character shaped me into who I am today. Then, just as the movie is getting out, instead of going to the movie that I was supposed to go to next, that was, I think, a cartoon or something, I saw just how easy it could be to sneak into the movie that my parents had just entered, Terminator 2. Without a second thought, I darted under the indoor marquee, quietly opened the door, and slid into one of the few remaining seats in the very back row.
3 billion human lives ended on August 29th. The survivors of the nuclear fire called the war Judgment Day. They lived only to face a new nightmare, the war against the machines.
Hi, I'm Shane Hunter, author of the new book, The Final Fight. And for over a decade, I've been helping moms, husbands, corporations, entrepreneurs, employees, and even folks who have lost their jobs to bring their ideas and their businesses online with me.
I went to Shane, I said, hey, do you have any spots open? He said, yes, as a matter of fact, I do. And in that 1 hour, I got 3, 4, 5 times the value of what I paid for, just over and over again. And I was just kind of, how awesome Shane actually was, how humble he is, how professional, and how concise and accurate and experienced he is. Thank you so much for being there as a rock and as a bystander, as somebody who's watching me grow in my own business and in my own right as a human being. Thank you so much for that. And if you're watching this for the sake of buying into any of Shane's products, programs, services, whatever have you, do it. Do it, just do it, like Shia LaBeouf and Nike, because you're going to get the return on your investment. You're going to get the return on your time and your efforts, and you're going to have somebody. So yes, I recommend Shane Hunter. Yes, I recommend that you invest with him. Yes, I recommend that you sign into his daily tips and anything else that he offers. I am a 100% advocate of his.
Business Insider magazine reports that over the next decade alone, 30% of American jobs will be lost to robots. Not just blue-collar jobs either. White-collar jobs have an equal or even greater chance of being replaced by robots. What happens when you retire, run out of money, and there's no such thing as a Walmart greeter position? What happens to you when there is no job? Welfare? Become a burden to your family? Is that really where you want to be? Of course not. As such, I've developed a little quiz to help you determine whether your job will be replaced by a robot. Question number 1 is the Eeyore error. Do you ever have negative thoughts? If so, you're going to be just like Eeyore. And that means you will be a drain to people around you. No one will want to be around you, and chances are you will be replaced by a robot. Now, question number 2 is the Oscar the Grouch operating system. See, the way that Oscar operates is that he says very negative things. Again, he's not very much fun to be around. One of my favorite examples of that is in a Dave Chappelle clip.
Yeah, Oscar, you're a grouch. It's like, bitch, I live in a fucking trash can.
Question number 3 is the Homer Simpson syndrome. Now, Homer is a slob, he drinks too much, he doesn't exercise, he even falls asleep at his job. Basically, Homer engages in a bunch of negative, self-destructive habits and actions in his life that make him one of the most expendable kinds of employees. If you're like Homer, chances are you will lose your job to a robot. Now, question number 4 is the little engine that couldn't. Have you ever given up on your dreams or your goals before you get there? If you do that at work with projects or tasks that you think are too hard or above you, chances are you will be replaced by a robot. If you relate to even one of those examples, chances are very strong that you will be replaced by a robot. It's going to be okay though, because I'm here to teach you to fight. Find your why. For me, that's the love of my life, my wife, and our passion project of training wild Mustang horses from completely wild to fully domesticated versions of man's best friend in about 90 days. I interrupt negative patterns. See, all you need for this is an elastic band on your wrist. And whenever you have negative thoughts, words, or actions that creep into your head, you pull that son of a bitch back and you snap it. It will bring you into the moment and allow you to replace your negative patterns with positive ones. If you need help changing your mindset, changing your words, changing your action, and having hope, you need to get my book, The Final Fight. Gamify your success. You know, over 53% of Americans admit to regularly playing video games. If you have an iPhone or an Android or some sort of smartphone, chances are you've received an invite to something like Candy Crush, or you've played something like Angry Birds or something along those lines. Well, imagine if you had rewards for every time you accomplish your goals on your way to success. Now you can level up in life instead of just in video games. Help people. The famous Zig Ziglar once said that in order to get anything from life that you want, the only thing that you need to do is help as many people as possible get exactly what they want from life. Train for the next challenge. If you train like our teams in the Olympics and our professional sports teams on TV, you too can have unrealistic success. The difference is those who don't train never are. Those who do train become everything. That's my quiz, that's my formula, and this is how you can bring the fight to the machines.